Felicitaciones, Mayra Flores. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is another declaration of truth from your host, Terry A. Hurlbut. Mayra Flores, Republican, won a special election Tuesday night in South Texas, a traditionally Democratic region. When she did that, she proved that the time is right for political realignment. We're going to talk about how she did it, and before I'm finished, you'll see how this is straight out of a tale from Aesop's Fables. See if you can figure out which one. While you're trying to guess that, I do want to shout out to the sponsor of this channel, which is Conservative News and Views, link in the description. Be sure to check out the awesome CNAV Store. Scroll down near the bottom for that link. Lots of good merchandise there, including this t-shirt, the Trumpinator, saying, "I'll be back." While I'm at it, I'm going to shout out to another sponsor, BitNext. This is your replacement for Zoom, Slack, the Google G Suite, Microsoft Office 365, Dropbox, WeTransfer, and Chili Piper, among others. Unlike any of them, BitNext protects your content and conversations so well, even the administrators can't see it. So this is your channel for secure comms, conferences, cloud storage, and file sharing. Best of all, everything is back-end, so you don't even need client software. If you have a browser, you can use BitNext. Follow the link and give them a try. 28 days free of charge. You can't beat that with a stick. All right, the señoras, señoritas, y señores, gather round. I have a rousing story for you today. First, her life story, which I get from Politico. Mayra Flores is a first-generation American, which is to say she is a Mexican immigrant, a lawful immigrant. Her family brought her into Texas from Tamaulipas, Mexico, when she was 6. She watched all her family vote consistently Democratic, but she didn't go along. On the issues that mattered, abortion, religion, and border security, she was more in tune with the Republican Party. Yes, border security. Who says all Latinos want open borders? This Latina did not and does not. In 2020, she gained her first real campaign experience. In a district, Texas 34th, that Obama and Hillary Clinton each carried by 20 points, she helped narrow Biden's lead to 4 points. It was the first time anyone can remember Republicans knocking on their doors and cold calling them on the telephone, which goes to show Republicans had given up on that district. And they did again in redistricting time. To press their advantage in other districts, they have handed Mayra Flores a real lemon, according to the Texas Tribune. The Tribune estimates that Biden would carry that new district by 16 points, which tells Mayra Flores that state and national Republicans have written off South Texas, but she hasn't. Out of that lemon, she is going to make lemonade. So, how did Mayra Flores win a district that Democrats have held for 150 years? First, the incumbent, Filemon Bella, resigned to work for a K Street firm. This recalls Devin Nunes resigning his seat to work for the Trump Media Technology Group. Both men obviously considered their seats safe, but Nunes was right and Bella wrong. How did Bella blow it? Actually, the National Democratic Party blew it. Everyone assumed that seat was safely Democratic. Everyone, that is, but Mayra Flores. She and her ground team knocked on doors and cold called, as they did 2 years ago, and their efforts paid off. She beat the Democratic contender 51% to 43%. If all this sounds familiar, it should. You know the fable I'm going to recall, the tortoise and the hare. And Robert J. Ringer would recognize it too. The Democratic Party didn't even try to hold that seat. They just assumed that it was theirs. But like the hare who waited too long to start running the race, they lost to a determined tortoise. Now, because this is a special election, Mayra Flores will serve only until January 23. Now she must earn the right to stay on for 2 years after that. And by now, and the new Texas 34th district will be a lot harder to win. But Mayra Flores now brings incumbency, an even greater and more fruitful experience to bear on her next campaign. The most difficult sale for anyone to make is always the first, for a good reason. The first customer can testify in favor of the salesperson or the candidate. She should, and likely does, recognize the residents of the territories the Texas legislature handed her as just another set of new neighbors. And she will do what good candidates do: knock on their doors and call them, talk to them. Amanda Head, the Hollywood conservative, knows this. I have a link in the description to her Hollywood Minute from last night, featuring Senorita Flores' victory. Ms. Head also shared an interesting Twitter exchange between Elon Musk and Flores. I have links in the description to both those tweets. Elon said that he had voted for her and it was the first time he had ever voted for a Republican. And here's what she said back. Quote, "Welcome to the Republican Party. We welcome all walkaways from all walks of life. The party of opportunity, prosperity, and freedom is here to stay. We look forward to working together and building better futures for all of America." Unquote. Now this is a candidate. If, as Amanda Head and others argue, Hispanics have caught the red wave, maybe that's because for the first time somebody is asking them why not, as Mayra Flores did and will keep doing. Links in the description of the article to Amanda Head's segment, to Elon's congratulations and Mayra Flores' acceptance of them, and to conservative news and views. I have another link to the awesome online store and to BitNext, as I also mentioned. And if you like what you've heard, you can like this video and subscribe to this channel. This is Terry A. Hurlbut delivering another declaration of truth and reminding you to let the truth set you free.